podcast, the Down to Earth Network, with your host, Sean Myrie. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We're on Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all podcast platforms. This episode, people, is the war report, right? The war report. I got to change it up because a lot of people they're interested in this shit, right? The war report, and YouTube. Much respect to YouTube for giving me this platform to express and bring the news, right? So recent news. This is the war report. American aircraft, I think it's a jet. I swear it's a jet, right? Got knocked out of the air. Got knocked out. So one individual was rescued, one they're still looking for. So this is like history for, I guess, Iran. It's a big victory in a way. It's a message showing that they can knock your ass out of the air. But still, that's just one jet that we've seen on social media get hit by the Iranian, I guess, Revolutionary Guard. So now there's a rescue mission to go get a soldier that's down on the ground. So now that is big news for the American people, wondering if they will rescue this other individual who was in the jet or the plane aircraft flying over Iran doing their missions. So this is the reality of this war, and this war is not going to end anytime soon. It's not going to be ending no time soon, people. So yeah, that's what's going on for Friday. Um, Good Friday, a religious holiday for Christians and Catholics. Good Friday is, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. But in this war report, I'm talking about bad news. You could call it close to evil. War is not good. But I guess that's what's going on. A lot of people are suffering financially, uh, physically. In Israel's getting hit still. They're still suffering. They have a news blockade for Israel. I know Iran, they lost some of their internet. I'm hearing that they lost their internet. But this jet right crashing out, basically it crashed, got hit and it crashed. So this shows you that they can get Americans military. They can get them, right? It's not impossible for them to knock a jet out of the air or plane out of the air, and this is coming soon. You're gonna hear more planes, American jets or whatever, get knocked up. It's gonna turn around. So this is like a victory for the Revolutionary Guard. It was reported by them, and they're hunting for whatever soldier is on the ground right now. America is sending a rescue crew down there, so that means they're gonna have to put some people on the ground. If this guy's on the ground, they're gonna have to put somebody on the ground, and they got they rescued one, but they're gonna have to put some types of boot on the ground if the guy's on the ground. You see what I mean? So this changes the war, kind of. This could be a turning point of the war. Remember that. This could be a big turning point of the war because they're definitely going to have to send 10, maybe, I'm guessing, 10 to 20 special force down on that ground in Iran to search for that individual. It's going to be scary, people. They're going to have to at least send 20 people on ground to try to get this guy, whoever this guy is who was in jet. So, how many other jets will get hit down? How much more? This is the turning point, people. Remember what I said, right? Friday the 13th, big day, more to come. But this is a victory for the Revolutionary Guard. Even if they lost a whole bunch of people, knocking down an American jet is a symbol of some type of victory. And I want to see Trump's response to this. How is he going to respond to this? He's saying it's going to be a short war. He's saying it's only 3 more weeks and they're out of there. But right now, you gotta worry about this crash out. Worry about this this aircraft crashed out with a soldier that they're looking for right now. If they get him, if the Iranians get their hands on him, they're not gonna kill him. They're gonna use him as an example, right? A bargaining tool. That's all they need is a couple Americans. Remember, they've done it before. See, this is the thing. They're just waiting. They're waiting and waiting. They know how Americans will get angry if they have, hostages or prisoners of war. So if they could capture even 100, it's better you don't even kill them. If the Iranians start capturing American soldiers, and just say they capture like 100, even 50 of them, how will America react? Will they hit harder or will they back off and say, let's go home and let's take our boys back home and just run back home? People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Support the platform. But yes, recent news, American jet knocked down in Iran, right? It might be a jet, there's aircraft, all of them. Jesus died for you, just trying to spread the word. Yes, Jesus died for a lot of people. It's Good Friday, people. You know what Good Friday is about? Crucifixion, right? Even though there's bad news going on, right? But my thing about it, it's like people, Good Friday is to remember Jesus Christ. If you believe in Jesus Christ. But right now we need that because there's a war going on in the Middle East and people are dying. And soon there might be more like Americans. If you're American and you care about your soldiers, some of them are going to die soon if they keep it up. This is just a preview, people. 13 servicemen have died so far. A lot have been injured. They're not telling you the numbers of injuries of American soldiers. There's certain fights where is top secret. They won't tell you. Not everything is reported, but this one is reported. The jet going down in Iran, getting hit. There's war going on outside. Yes, yes, D2E. I got the invite link too for people. I don't know if it works. If you guys want to. No, I don't even have the invite link. Sorry, I don't have it tonight. But people, bring up the likes if you can. There's war going on outside. As D2E is saying, um, Donald Trump, I want to hear what he got to talk about in regards to this jet getting knocked down. This is just one. There's going to be more. There's going to be more of them because right now the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Iran has that closed away and it's affecting financially a lot of countries. So the recent news, as I said earlier, this is the recent news I'm going to tell you. The Russia, France, and China, those three, they are threat. They say if America comes there, they're going to bring their military there. Right? So I don't know if it's fake news or real news, but I swear it's real news. They're putting it out. If America goes to the Strait of Hormuz, because it's closed right now, and they try to, I guess, take it over in any way or block it in any type of way, their military will be there. So France is only standing strong because you got Russia and China with them. So France has done a chess move. France has done a chess move right now, right? France has the chess move of being with China and Russia. So they're coming right there to block Mr. Donald Duck, if we want to call him Donald Duck, Donald Trump. We got some nicknames for him. The MAGA people. I seen some MAGA people on here, but they're losing obviously because I see more people saying in the chat, talking in the chat, saying, "Yo, Donald Trump's a loser." They're saying he's an idiot. He's lost his mind and all that type of stuff. I notice a lot of the MAGA supporters, they're quiet. I'm talking about the celebrities like Joe Rogan. They were criticizing him before, but they're quiet. A whole bunch of people who are loud about this whole Trump nation stuff, they're quiet right now. They're silent because a lot of them are not even happy with Donald Trump or Donald Duck. They're not happy with him. So, what does this mean? Could this be a turn in the war that a plane or jet got knocked down in Iran by the Iranians? Not friendly fire? The Iranian, so this shows you that they can hit them. This shows you that they can hit the American military, right? They're not invincible. It's possible for them to hit them, right? So I don't know if they want to really talk about it too much. I know it's when they say viral, what's viral? There's probably two different types of styles of viral, right? There's two types of styles of viral because this plane or jet get knocked down. There's probably some people who don't even know. Even the war itself, they hear about the war, but some people I understand they want to ignore it, what's going on, and then they complain when they're in the store that oh the prices are high, why is the oil so high, why is all this stuff happening? It's happening because of shit like this. Things are blowing up. Things are blowing up. They're using a lot of power, even though they got a lot of the oil states with them, America. They're using a lot of the power, and it's affecting American citizens. It's affecting the world. But it's affecting everybody in the world, the war. But see, listen to this. That's why I said it's World War III. The world is affecting everybody in the world. A war, right? It's just the beginning, right? It's just the beginning. Dubstep can't see a message, man. Remember, YouTube restricts bad comments, right? So you got to come in here with some knowledge, knowledge talking. None of that. None of that Donald Trump dumb talking, right? But people, please subscribe. Bring up the likes. Bring up the likes. This is the War Report. Recent news: a plane or jet knocked down in Iran. They rescued one person, and now the other they're searching for. And for sure, the only way you're gonna find him is if he has some type of transmitter or some type of tracing device, or they have an idea where he is. But they're gonna have to send ground troops, some type of ground troop, not a lot of ground troops, but they're gonna put somebody has to come on the ground to rescue this guy. What's gonna happen if Iranians get him before the Americans? What will happen if they capture him before the Americans capture him? Are they gonna keep threatening Iran? Are they gonna keep threatening Iran? It's like they want this guy. They're hungry, right? They could use this as a bargaining tool. 100% they could use this as a good bargaining tool. Material casualties. Consider casualties. We shall see how much casualty. It's bad. All I know, it's not done. The most ridiculous thing he has said, Donald Trump, to the American people recently, that 3 more weeks they're going to be there. That's the most ridiculous thing he could tell the American people. It's only 3 weeks or 4 weeks, right? Excuse me, a month. One more month after April, May comes, we're finished. I don't think that's realistic. I think that's being lying to the people. Like that's impossible. 3 weeks, right? That's not gonna happen. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Right? I got my remember I got my moderator here, so he could always do things if you're trying to talk. Right? Can knock you out. War doesn't have any schedule. Yes, but he's making a schedule. Donald Trump is making a schedule, man. He's saying 3 to 4 weeks. Now, this whole thing, what did this plane or jet get knocked down? It's a symbol, right? And this should make Americans angry. So now Donald Trump is saying, or people are putting out the news, he's going to fire some people, part of his administration. It makes sense. He kind of gives up a lot of himself. Just 2 or 3 days ago, he was saying the people around him are assholes, or they're losers. He's saying, oh, the people around him are losers. So now I think he's talking about Pam Bondi. He's saying she's a loser. He might be talking about Cash Patel, saying he's a loser. So how much losers is in the administration? He's calling his own people losers. So what does that make America right now? Losers, right? The Middle East war been going on since first George, the first George Bush. Even before that, from probably Reagan, really, when it was Iran, like when Iran kidnapped about 200 and something people, and I think they killed a couple. Too. I mean, they unalived a couple. They unalived a couple back in the day. So the war's been continuing all the way from the 80s because remember America was helping Iraq fight Iran. They weren't going there themselves. They were giving Iraq weapons to fight Iran. Don't forget that. They're giving Iraq the same people they're fighting afterwards. America was supplying Saddam Hussein with weapons to fight Iran in the 80s. So they didn't want to go there physically, right? Back in the 80s, even though they kidnapped a whole bunch of American soldiers and stuff like that and killed some. Instead, they went there. I remember what's his name? Rumsfeld, one of the guys who was one of the main guys back in the days with I think Reagan, right? He was shaking hands with Saddam Hussein. They gave Saddam weapons, and they fought Iran. And I think even Saddam sent chemical weapons and hit Iran. Way back in the days, they sent chemical weapons and hit Iran. Where did they get those chemical weapons from? And that's what America kind of villainized Iraq for chemical weapons. Where did Iraq get the chemical weapons from when Iraq was fighting Iran? Remember, America was with Iran back in the 80s. So, all this stuff, what's going on right now, this is the war report. People bring up the likes if you can, please subscribe. All the stuff what's going on right now has been cooking from a long time ago. It goes back probably from the formation of Israel, right? From the 40s and on. It's been going on from what? Even in the 60s, there was a war, right? And Israel knocked down all of these, all the Middle East came together, Arab states or whatever, Muslim states, and they were fighting Israel, and all of their jets and all their military got defeated by Israel, which was America too. Now we come to find out it's really America. It was really America from a long time ago helping small Israel beat all these Arab countries or Muslim countries around it. That was the 60s, people. But now, recent times, they're back again. Coincidence. And now we got a jet what just came down, crashed out in Iran, and they're looking for one of the guys who escaped, the plane. Rescued one, looking for the other. How's this gonna happen? I mean, how did this happen? With all the technology, how did this happen, people? People, please subscribe. I want you guys to see this picture. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. D2E. Give them it. See that? Crashed out. Crash out. It's not good for America. The oil is going up. Donald Trump claims he got a lot of oil, doesn't need the Middle East. Groceries are high in America. I've been hearing people complain about that. Where the spill? Chess game, using them as a pawn. Yeah, he's using the Middle East as a pawn. All these different countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. Who else he got? Dubai. But I heard he has a hotel in Saudi Arabia. So he got to protect his real estate. But right now, besides him protecting his real estate, next month, he's saying is God's month or something like that. In May, he's planning to make that a religious month in America. Do you guys know that? He's trying to make it a religious month in America in May. He's doing a lot of stuff. When him doing all these things, he wants to go out in history books. Yeah, of course he wants to go out in the history books. Right now, though, this history is today that a jet got knocked the hell out of the air by Iran. So he claims all these victories and Iran's military is weak and they're going to be fully finished with them. But they managed to knock out a jet out the air, right? So I want to see, right, people what they got to say if they capture American soldier. How will this war turn and change? Because people, this is still recent news, about this jet getting knocked out of the air. So when people are thinking that these people are just some people in the desert and they don't know better and they could take them out easily, and guess what? It's not happening easily. It's not happening easily. They are actually hurting America right now, right? Hurting the reputation all over the world that the military has got hit by Iran out in the air. What are you saying, D2E? He don't give a damn about the average American people, only cares about the million and the $1 billion club there. Yes, that's true. He only cares about the million and the $1 billion club. You're right, D2E. People bring up the likes up in the chat. Yeah, he doesn't care who only makes millions and billions. Yep. And the billionaires are the Saudis. That's why he said, our friends, the Saudis, people from Qatar, the people from Dubai. Yeah, he's friends with them because of the oil money, even though he says he doesn't need them. And remember, Yemen, or other country near Saudi Arabia, they supplied they hit something not too long ago. How come you don't hear Trump talking about Yemen? Remember, Trump did attack Yemen, did bomb somewhere in Yemen. That was one of the countries he attacked. They just, attacked, I think it was Israel. They sent something to Israel not too long ago. I don't hear nothing about that. You see? So when they're telling you, right, that it's going to be 3 weeks, no. And maybe that's one reason why he's firing people, because most of the people trying to give him advice are saying you cannot finish this war in 3 to 4 weeks. That's why maybe he's firing some people. He fired a big military individual, someone with some high ranks, they're saying, and he's changing it because maybe they don't want to do what he's saying, right? So for you to take over, right? For you to take over this country in his fashion in 3 weeks, you gotta apply pressure. You gonna have to come out with every single weapon, bombs going down and taking out everything. So really, all these MAGA people, America, I'm talking to you. This is impossible for 3 weeks to take all that military and say that it's finished. I want to see what's going to happen after the 3 to 4 weeks pass and the Iranian leadership is still there. People, bring up the likes if you can. Please subscribe. And now today is sparked a reaction, right? A jet going down, getting hit. That's a big symbol victory for the Revolutionary Guard. That gives them confidence, the Revolutionary Guard against America, knowing that they hit one and they had to rescue one and there's still one running, hiding on their land. They're hunting right now. It's hunting season, right? It is a good Friday for them. A good Friday for them to find an American soldier and use that American soldier as an example. You've seen what they have done, for example, to one of their own heroes, an Olympic hero the other day, or he's a wrestler, right? Young wrestler. Just because he protests, you know what they done? They hanged the young man just because of that. So imagine what they would do to American soldier if they capture them. Did they tell anybody about this? What the Revolutionary Guard will do? This would be bad, a symbol if they could capture this American soldier, you know. You know what they'll do to him? And it's a bad thing because this is the day of Jesus. Crucifixion. Good Friday is the day of Jesus' crucifixion, right? Jesus was looked on as a criminal way back 2,000 years ago. He was looked on as a criminal by, the Romans. The Romans are the ones who, well, I would say the Pharisees, the Jews, sorry to say, which are still around now, right, gave up Jesus to the Romans, which the Romans is America right now, right? Just symbolic. The Roman Empire is America, and you still got Pharisees. So guess what? It's going to turn around now. Opposite. If they capture that American soldier, they're going to crucify him. It's sorry to say to compared to today, Good Friday, but if they do catch that American soldier, they will crucify him, and it won't be hanging. This time it will be probably, you get what I mean? That's what they're going to do. They like to do that. They're going to use something sharp and slowly like that if they capture him, or if they capture any more. That's what they're going to do. First, they're going to use them for bait, right? Bait. So wherever America think they're going to blow up, because no one thought of this. This is how it could turn out, right? I'm telling you this. It's down to earth. Not too much content makers are going to tell you this. If they capture them, they're going to use them as bait, like they used the ones in Israel. Remember Israel, the hostages. They're going to do it like that. They're going to take them, hold them, bring them in certain places where America think like, they will bomb, and you ain't going to bomb no American soldiers. So that's all they need to do. That's why they're waiting. They're hoping American soldiers put the boots on the ground. They say, put the boots on the ground, because they don't care if their people get kidnapped or anything. They don't care about that, because in their mind, they're sacrificing themselves for a bigger cause. But if they catch just say, a couple of Americans, like 20 and 30 and 40, then the war probably will be finished. You remember Black Hawk Down? You watch that movie? You know about that story? You remember Black Hawk Down? What happened? Americans came there and they ran. They ran away from Somalia. They came there, Black Hawk Down, look it up, with themselves, trying to do a mission, right? Doing a mission. And you know what happened in Black Hawk Down, right? Just look on that. You know what happened in Black Hawk Down. America ran from that. Why doesn't America, all the MAGA people talk about that? What happened in Somalia? What happened in Somalia? I remember Somalia. What happened there? So Iran is hoping American foot soldiers and troops hit the ground so they could capture some of them. And once they capture them, the war will change. Right now, today, the war will change. Well, it is going to change, because that's a big symbol, seeing a jet getting blasted, crashing out onto their soil, right? Crashing out. They're going to use that as a trophy. So they want the next one, and they're gonna get hungry more for more and more. They want it. They love this, right? They love this. This is showing, yes, we can't. You guys are not invincible. You're not Superman, and it's going to. You guys can get blasted out too. Maybe not as much, but he's saying you guys could get blasted out too. See, they hit you where it hurts, but that guy who's on the ground, he must be shitting his pants. People, please like, subscribe, support the platform. That guy who's walking must be doo-doo in his pants right now. Because if they capture him, whew, and there's no one to defend him, they are gonna be deadly. They already done it to one of the, like I said, they do it to their own people, right? So imagine American. We are not quit promotion the stupid liberals narrative, or not. The liberal are what's his name, the conservatives, right? Grand Garden, the conservatives are losing right now, man. This man he's embarrassing Trump. Donald Trump's embarrassing America right now. It's emergency right now, emergency to impeach his ass right now. He's doing too much. I actually like Donald Trump. That's the thing. I actually liked Donald Trump way before he was a president, in some type of way. But then he started doing, I guess it's his age or something going on. Start doing some dumb shit. He is doing dumb shit. Even some Republicans will admit that he's doing some crazy stuff. He is doing some crazy stuff. He is putting America in a lot of, as a target. This is just the beginning. There's different stages. So, like I said, I don't want to scare people, but they're already in America. The Revolutionary Guard is in America. I hope you know they're there. 100% before it starts to get viral. I'm telling you, the Revolutionary Guard been in America for years. They've been there probably over 20 years. Some of these guys, they're the most wealthiest ones in the country that could afford to go to America, or like before they all took off and left. Right? The Revolutionary Guard is in America. I gotta drill it through people's head. Bring up the likes if you can. Support the platform, people live in the chat. I welcome all your opinions, bad or good. There's a super chat. I could even highlight your comment in the chat, bad or good. But anyways, Good Friday is a special day for a lot of Christians. So now it's a victory against, I guess, America, that Trump is saying is a, Jesus country. This is their victory. Now, how will he respond to this? I want to see him respond to this. What happened to this jet? And how are they looking for this individual right now? Which they are. They are, but they got to be careful. I don't know how this individual's gonna hide. Better hope if it's a man, he's still in trouble. If it's a woman, she's in trouble, but probably will be even in more trouble if it's a woman, if you know what I mean. You got what I'm saying? So this is the news, the war report. More stuff is going to be happening. Um, if the war was to get bad, that a couple hundred Americans start uh, getting unalived, and it continues for years, and it's actually going like what happens to Russia. 1 million people start like dying. Just say that was to happen. Not saying it's gonna happen. Will they draft? Do you think he will draft? Just say year two into this war, and just say Iran got unalived 5,000 Americans in the next 2 years. Will they start to think of drafting? Or will you see some American soldiers rebel and get locked up instead of fighting? Because I'm hearing that's what's going on. That some American soldiers, they don't want to fight this war. They don't want to fight for Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump is someone they don't like. A lot of them, right? So liberal, conservative, whatever. There's a lot of Republicans who don't like the war too. The Republicans are split. It's like you have a secret or invisible party. What's going on in America? But America's shit, which Trump is doing, is affecting the world. It's affecting the world. It's a world issue now. He made it more than just America against one person. It's America against the world. He put America as a target now, right? He put it as a target so much now. You got Russia talking now and China slowly talking now. Now they're coming in the picture, people. It's Good Friday. And remember what I told you tonight for next week, as the week goes in, Russia and China are coming closer basically to backing up Iran with France. So they already put out a threat. They put out a threat today. They said, right, that if America goes to the Hormuz, we are bringing our military there. China, Russia, and France is bringing their military right there. You cannot do no military type of attack in the Strait of Hormuz. It affects more than one country, a whole bunch of places, right? We have always been a target. Yes, you're right. America has always been a target because America's everywhere in the world. America's everywhere in the world. America is in in South Korea, watching North Korea. America is near Japan still. They never left. America's in Russia, right? They're there. America's right watching Cuba. That's the next battle front. Watching Cuba. America is shit. There's other places we don't even know where America is. America's all around the world. So of course, America makes themselves a target because that's being an empire. You're an empire, the new Rome, as I said. The new Rome is America. right? And it's Good Friday right now, and it was the Romans who helped with the Pharisees or whoever they are to crucify Jesus if you believe in Jesus. So the new Rome is America. The new Pope right now, as I'm talking, is a born American. If you don't know, now you know. I don't even hear the Pope talking. I noticed this Good Friday, I'm waiting for the Pope to come out. Normally, the Pope has something to say on Good Friday, one of the most religious days for Catholics and Christians. Will we see the Pope, who is American, speak and talk about the war? I'm waiting for that. That shall be interesting. We are always the peacemakers and the protectors of innocent. Peacemakers? Come on. I know you must be trolling. Peacemakers? That's more like Canada is the peacemakers. Not no America's not no peacemakers. In America is no peacemakers, man. Interferers. Interferers. Not no peacemakers. There's so much other situations that happen around the world I don't see America going to. They don't go everywhere. More as the interferers for interest. That's what it is. Not for themselves. Iraq for America. They didn't care about damn people. Afghanistan for America. Don't care about the people. You know how much people are. The Taliban is still in charge. The Taliban is still in charge of Afghanistan. Remember the mission? Taliban is like a terrorist group. They must go. Now the Taliban is more stronger than ever. They're more stronger than ever, people. Do you know that? A lot of people don't know that because now it's not front page news. It's not viral. But the Taliban is stronger than ever. The same people they wanted to take out, or they claim they took out. They're stronger than ever. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Bring up the likes if you can. But yes, in the war report, there's more fighting going on in the Middle East. Israel is kind of being quiet, but you got to do your research. If you dig, man, Israel is still doing a lot of things, right, with America, but they have gotten hit. They had suffered major hits, right, from Iran. They have suffered major missile attacks, Israel. So Israel, someone was mentioning the other day, is the 51st state. When he was talking about Canada as being the 51st state, no, 100%. And I'll say this because he would love to joke about it, Canada being the 51st state. No, it's Israel is the 51st state. Israel is America's 51st state, 100%. I'm not even going to call it Israel anymore. I'm going to call it the state of Israel, right? The state of Israel, which is America. That's what it is, 100%. It's like how you have Puerto Rico, right? It's like how you have maybe even the Bahamas or whoever who's, sharing the same currency. So yeah, Israel is part of America. That's why they're down there. That's why they are protecting they are protecting them. This is Israel, America, or America, Israel against Iran. And, they got their major investments. The United States of Israel. Yes, you're right. The wrath. You're right, man. Trade ladder, the United States of Israel. Yes, it's tricky. Yes, you're right. The United States of Israel, the 51st state. And you know what's bad? And even Trump admitted this. Trump, he said he got kind of tricked into the war, right? That's not good. Getting tricked into the war and it's hurting the American people. Vance, I'm telling you what's going on. It's not all for Trump to blame Trump. It's not just Trump, right? Everybody wants to blame Donald Trump like this is just Donald Trump. No, those guys, right? Mr. Rubio and Mr. Vance, they want power. That's why Trump is firing certain people. They want power. You could see it in Vance. He wants power. He wants to be the president. So, like I said the other day, perfectly to make Trump burn out. Make Trump burn out, do all types of crazy stuff. Then hopefully, yes, he's sick. I could take over. Do you guys ever think of that, mega people? Do you ever think of Vance as the guy who's really calling the shots a lot of the times? Yes, I believe it's Vance. I look up Vance. He's a hater of Trump, eh? I done my research on that guy. He used to talk bad about Trump before he was any vice president. He was an enemy of Trump, that guy. So how can you trust that guy? I guess Trump looks, he's thinking in his head, like chess. Keep my enemies closer. Keep my enemies closer. When you look up Vance's history, he doesn't like Trump, man. And I seen some pictures, he was a little bit more fatter. This man had a mission and a campaign, how Trump is stupid and all types of stuff. He still thinks that way. He's probably saying, look at this guy. He made me the friggin' vice president. And now you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make him do all types of crazy stuff and make him work himself out so I could be the president. Yes, coming soon, people. Watch. Coming soon. Bring up the likes if you can. Please subscribe. Trump lost another plane today. Another one? Is it two? Yo, in the chat, tell me, is it two or one? I thought it was just one. The other plane said it was friendly fire. I think earlier, if you're referring to that, they said that was friendly fire. Today, now, it was Iranian. They knocked that out. Maybe the one when they're saying was friendly fire could really be the Iranians too, but they don't want to say that because it's not good for the American people to see that their own men, service people are getting hit. And it's scary to know that if they're on the ground, that if these people capture them, they're gonna not treat them good. They're not gonna treat the soldiers good if they capture them. No, they're gonna use them as bait, probably slap them around, do all types of things, right? So this crash out in Iran is crazy. It's a big symbol. Good Fridays today, and it would be bad. It would be symbolic if they capture him because they'll put him to court. They'll bring him to court like they brought Jesus to court today. Today's the day they brought Jesus to court, and he got crucified. He got crucified because his influence on a lot of people. That's why he got crucified. So there's a lot of stories that interconnect with the Christ, right? But right now is the day. If you don't know what Good Friday is, that's what the day is. Some people may not celebrate it. Some people may not believe in God. Some people may not believe in Jesus. But this is what Good Friday is really about. Some people just hear the name but don't know what it's really about. I watched The Passion of the Christ maybe for the third time. Just recently, I watched The Passion of the Christ. And when you watch it, Mel Gibson directed that movie. When you watch it, now I know why he's very controversial in the eyes of the media. Now I know why Mel Gibson has disappeared because he's basically making certain people look really bad, right? It's making a certain culture look really villainized. And you could put the pieces to the puzzle if you watch The Passion of the Christ. One pilot was rescued. Yes, yes. Quickly today. Yeah, he was. And check to see if the second one has been rescued. No, the second guy has not been rescued. This first one, you are right on top of that. Yes, I was saying that. The first one got rescued. The second guy, no. So we don't know if he's hurt, if he hurt in the crash, if he survived, or do they have him? All I know that the Iranian military definitely is going in that area where the crash has happened. People, bring up the likes if you can. Support the platform, the Down to Earth Network. Bring up the likes, people. The first plane. So the first plane. So yes, the first plane. Either way, one got away and one didn't get away. It doesn't matter. One got away, and congratulations to that individual that got away. But there's one that did not get away, right? And that one is very important. All they need is one. And once they get one, they could use that. They could use that as a tool to kind of, make some deals. They could say, hey, buddy, hey, hey, Mr. Trump, are you going to stop bombing us, Trump? Or we're going to put this guy on television and do a live execution. Because that's all they want is to execute an American soldier, right? Put the fear into the Americans that We have one of your guys and we're going to torture him to death. People, bring up the likes if you can, support the platform. That's what they want to do. They want to torture him and show the American people. That's the next step. So hopefully they rescue him. I'm hoping they rescue the individual that can't find right now. Right? But meanwhile, rumors of war, you could call this rumors of war, Russia and China and France, they are prepping for America to come and go to the Strait of Hormuz to try to, you know, cause some type of conflict there. And the Cargo Island, they're waiting for them to go there right now, right? So I don't know if that's viral, if that's news, if anybody's talking about it, but that definitely by tomorrow, uh, by Saturday, the weekend, we're gonna hear a lot of rumbling of Russia and China now. They're finally coming close to Trump. They're starting to respond to Donald Trump, right? One plane in over 30 days, yes, and America's the super military. Remember, and 30 days is not a long time either, because he claims 3 more weeks and America's gone. So no one ever has had a perfect record in war. Yes. So we should tell that to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was talking like it would be kind of like a perfect record. He was kind of talking like that. He did admit in the beginning there will be casualties. He said there would be casualties. I'll give him that. He was honest about that, saying that there would be casualties happening in the war, right? But this is what I'm saying, because there's some people who think that something like this wouldn't happen, right? You got one of the jets, either way, if it's one, it's symbolic in this day and age where it gets amplified on social media and showing that America's jet got knocked down for the people who don't even know better, got hit, right? One got rescued, one's on the ground. So how that news looks, it's like, oh, damn. I thought these guys were just in the desert and these guys had no type of weapons. Like, stereotypically, people don't know better, right? They could not knock anything down. That's how some people, even in America, are thinking. I had them in this chat thinking like that. They're thinking nothing ever would happen to the American military. They're thinking, yeah, we're going to obliterate these guys fully and they're never going to hit anything of ours. That's wrong. That's what I've been seeing for a while. Right? So, people, bring up the likes. Please subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. This is the war report, and it's the crash out. Crash out, right? In Iran. That is the news today, right? What will Trump say? Will they rescue the second guy? They have one guy, but we're waiting to see if they will rescue the second in individual, right? So the weekend is normally the time when they do the hard hitting, right? Or even tonight, there might be some fireworks. There might be some fireworks. What's the next launch of war you think they're going to be doing? America is kind of hurt. They're not telling you one of the main aircraft carriers had to leave the region right now, going to Croatia, right? One of them had to leave for repairs, got damaged. They're not telling you everything. But what I can tell you is expect more maybe casualties, expect more planes getting knocked down, because what they're doing is probably going around again to see if there's more places to hit. So, man, pray for that individual that's on the ground, because they're going to show no mercy to that soldier or serviceman or woman. They're not going to show any mercy if they capture that individual. They're going to torture that person. 100%. They're going to torture that person. And you all know that. 100%. All of you in the chat watching, you know that's what's going to happen. You know they're good when they capture this individual. It's going to be like the worst thing what could ever happen, because America doesn't have any type of good relationship with Iran to do any deals. Now we're going to see what the deal is. Trump's talking about deals, right? Now let's see what type of deal will happen now if they capture this individual. What is the deal you think is going to go on happen, people? People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. What do you think is going to happen next? One in the chat if you think they'll capture this guy. Two if you think America will rescue. One in the chat if you think America, right? I mean, Iran will capture this guy. Let me correct myself. One in the chat if you think Iran will capture this guy. Two, no. Let me just put it like that. Because it's a race right now. It's a race right now. Do you think America will protect, rescue him or her, or do you think Iran will capture her? Which one, people? People are scared, man. You know what? I have to laugh. In this day and age, a lot of people are scared of Trump. I gotta give Trump that he got a good award, man. He gotta get a award, a special award. He's asking for a Nobel Peace Prize award. Yeah, he deserves some type of award because he got Americans, especially Americans, shook, right? So or Americans do support this war because there ain't not really no big protests going against this war. It's all good. No big celebrities talking. They keeping their mouth quiet really about it. I seen some other content makers which I know from America, and all they could talk about is Drake. Drake, what Drake is drinking, what Drake is doing in the washroom, what music Drake is making, and all of this stuff. And they're American, right? And this is the biggest story. Donald Trump, all the shit he's been doing, even the Epstein stuff, and not one word coming out of their mouth, not even a thumbnail of Donald Trump. Not saying all of them, but I seen the majority of the popular ones, the popular content makers in America, they scared and they should be scared because this man got people like rappers watching. He got people with him. He got Nicki Minaj with him. He got who else? Kodak Black with him. He got a whole bunch of people who's cheerleading him. So guess what? You guys can't say nothing about Trump. You can't say nothing about Trump, especially on platforms like TikTok. You can't say nothing because you know that he got the ice, and you know that he will make you a example. You know he'll make you example. Support the platform, support the chat. Um, Questions. If you support the chat, then I'll answer your questions. That's what I'll do from now, unless it's something I want to answer. But people, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Certain questions, you got to support the platform, right? We got the super chat, highlight whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say will be highlighted. Not everything I'm going to read, but people, please subscribe. Right now, the military in America, they should be scared because this man is playing with them like a toy. The next place he's going, he says he wants to go to Cuba. He wants to go to Cuba next. He got that on his itinerary. Cuba is the next place he plans to go, right? That place, it's been quiet for a while. They've been losing their electricity. Blackouts been going on. And the threat of Donald Trump coming there or sending his troops there, because he's not going anywhere. He's sending troops there, other people's children there to fight like he's doing in Iran and other places. So, yeah, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. He's not finished with this until his casket drops or until he's finished being a president. People, bring up the likes. Please subscribe. If you want me to read your comments, we got the super chat. Much respect. Right? So, crashing out. How much more jets do you guys think will crash out? How much more jets do you think will crash out? How much more ships might get hit as this whole battle or war is happening? He said 3 weeks. This is ridiculous. It's a spit in the face. I cannot wait until 3 weeks. I want these 3 weeks to go so fast. right? Because he claims the war is going to be finished. I cannot wait until 3 weeks comes. So then him saying that it's going to be over in 3 weeks, I'm holding him to those words, and all the MAGA people who support Donald Trump, I'm holding them with their leader. He says 3 weeks. And when I come back here in 3 weeks, the war better be finished. And if it's not finished, you guys look like losers. A big losers, all of you who's talking about Trump. I don't see Chevy in here. I sub much respect, Ryan Anthony. Yes, yes, much respect. Now, after the 3 4 weeks, and they're still in Iran. If I still see America in Iran, right? Who's the loser? Iran or America? It would be America, right? People, it's a messy thing this man put the Americans through. And I heard last night a couple people, when I was talking, was saying how the groceries are high in America more than ever. The gas is high, how people are suffering in America more than ever. I don't know if that's real fully, right? If that's real news or fake news, but I've been hearing it for at least since this war and these tariffs, even before the economic war started. I've been hearing it. Iran is not 2 3 weeks a mission. That's what he's saying. I know it's crazy. People bring up the likes if you can. You're right. Iran is not 2 to 3 weeks mission. That's why he's firing people. That's why he wants to fire people because he's not happy with what they're telling him. They're telling him Trump is not going to be 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Trump, we need a couple months in there, and then he's probably fighting. He said, "No, I told you guys a couple weeks. Why are you telling me 2 3 months for?" He's angry. He called people losers the other day. He's saying, "No, I never signed up for this. I want a couple weeks." I mean, a couple weeks, not no months. When you hear that he's shaking up all the people in his administration, it's those people he was saying are losers. Whoever was talking against him, he's calling losers because they probably came to Trump and said, Trump, the people are not happy in this administration, some of them. We don't want to be in this war. I mean, we know we don't want to be in this war, but it's not going to be friggin' 3 weeks. We cannot take all the Marines you sent all over there in 3 weeks. We have so much artillery, so much equipment over there. It cannot be 3 weeks. Stop telling people it's 3 weeks. That's what they're saying. And then he's getting pissed because he's a narcissist and power hungry. He's saying, what? You're telling me that 3 weeks can't be done? What? Okay, 3 weeks. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. I'm getting rid of this guy. You see how he talked to me, trying to tell me how to run things. I'm president. I'm gonna get rid of whoever is talking against me with this war. And that's why you're here right now. It's going viral more than the ship probably what got not hit down of him firing people. Pam Bundy might be one. She might get a job back. A gallon of real gasoline doesn't matter because the enemy is still warring against us. But Donald Trump is saying, right? Right? Donald Trump is saying 3 weeks, right? He's saying he's going to be finished with these guys. He was talking in the beginning, obliterate people, right? Remember that? He was saying he's going to obliterate people. So he's saying he's going to get, he's talking big. So he said Trump is talking out his ass. Yes, Jose Fernandez, Ricky Panella. Doesn't matter because the enemy is still warning against us. I'm telling you, I said it a couple of days. Good Friday is going to be some big surprise. And this is one of the surprises, right? They're trying a whole bunch of distractions to distract people. Now, just the other day, astronauts went up in space, a whole bunch of them, to go close to the moon or fly by the moon. That's historical. So that was supposed to be big and should be talked about more. But you could see that the war, the algorithm is still bigger than ever, right? They're trying all of these distractions, but it's not working to kind of overshadow the war, right? But anyways, people, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. This is the war report, and what's going on. One individual rescued from the plane, or the plane going down right in Iran. One is still, you know, undiscovered. We don't know if America is going to rescue this individual, or Iran may capture this individual, and that will be the worst nightmare for Americans, to see American soldier captured by the Revolutionary Guard and tortured slowly, and I guarantee they will put it on their state media or whatever media source so Americans could see. That is coming soon. They're going to do that if they capture this individual. Hopefully, he does not get captured, or she does not get captured. That's what people should be hoping for. That's what people should be praying for, that um, this individual doesn't get captured. But in regards to the war report, what I'm talking here right now, there's many things cooking, and the biggest thing I should tell you what's cooking is the other two superpowers are joining forces with a small superpower to block America, right? To basically go against Donald Trump. Donald Trump kind of disrespected the French president just recently, joking about his wife, like he got his wife will get angry at him, like he's a joker. Donald Trump's a joker, talking about the French president or prime minister's wife. So what next? Will he talk about Putin? No, I don't think so. Will he talk about the Chinese president? No, I don't think so. But I think he has a beef with the what's his name, Macron. I think that's his name, Macron, the French president. They're going to probably go back and forth. But either way, they're doing a blockade at the Strait of Hormuz. That's what's going on. The Strait of Hormuz, they're going to stop America from doing anything there. So imagine the Russian military pulls up, right? The Chinese military pulls up. How, how would that change the war? How would that change what America is trying to do if Russia and China pull up at the Strait of Hormuz? America don't want that smoke. I don't care. America is powerful, but they ain't friggin' with Russia and China together. Even one of those countries, they're not gonna frig with. Even if they want to fight and they could try to take whatever China or take Russia, it's gonna be bloody. It would be apocalyptic. It would be apocalyptic because America would hit whatever, which we don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen. I repeat, we don't want that to happen. America will hit China or Russia if something was to pop off, and then the response, Russia and China will hit back, and a lot of American casualties too. Thousands of them. Remember this, 50,000, they put it up there. 50,000 service people in the Middle East. Do you know how much Americans are in the Middle East? 50,000 soldiers. Not including probably some tourists, maybe still there, they shouldn't be there, but 50,000 soldiers are there. They're not there for decoration, they're there to battle. Much respect, OG Kicks, what you saying, man? We live and direct Friday night, Good Friday, and this is the war report. I had to do it because the recent news is America finally, well, they could have lost it already, but they lost the aircraft to not friendly fire from Iran hitting their ass. That's what happened. People, bring up the likes if you can. Please subscribe to the platform. So, what is next? What is next? They're saying they're sending out have a rescue mission. So they're planning a rescue mission to rescue the individual that's on the ground. So what does that mean? Iran knows what that means. That means ground troops. Ground troops. Some ground troops, not a lot. But you got to send somebody to find this guy. You can't just fly. You can't just fly over and pick him up. Hmm? You got to send a special command unit, commandos down. They got to come down. And that's what the Revolutionary Guard want. They want them to send them down. They want them to send some of these commandos down, so then we could have some face to face battle. That's what they want. They want the smoke. They want the smoke, and it's no joke. I could tell a lot of the MAGA people are scared right now. A lot of the MAGA people would come on here. They can't talk anymore. Um, I had one guy who loves to talk about Trump. He's a black Trump supporter, big one. Don't see him on here anymore ever since the last chat. You know why? Because he looks stupid. Don't see him on here anymore. He was talking a whole bunch of smack. And then his own people came on and they were giving him it. He probably couldn't take it. Came on here talking all that black, I'm a black, Trump this and Trump that, and I'm black. Boy, some other people from where he's from went on to him and he shut up. He been quiet. I don't see him. I'm waiting for him, man. I'm gonna promote his platform, Chevy TV. Don't see you. Ah, no more black Republican talk. Mm-mm. No more black Republican talk. I want him to be on here so he could tell me about this crash. Tell me what he thinks about this crash. The super military. Hmm? The 3 weeks he's gonna be out, or 4 weeks. I'm sorry. 4 weeks Trump says he's gonna be out of this country. Even the ignorant people can't be that dumb. Even the ignorant can't believe that shit. You honestly believe that Donald Trump, right? What he's saying is fact? Do you honestly believe that they're gonna leave? They're gonna be finished in 3 weeks or 4 weeks? What kind of dream scenario is he telling the American people? Right? Right now, I don't think America has no good direction. Right now, it's like a drunk driver, somebody drunk, piss drunk, driving a car. That's what Trump is. Piss drunk, driving the vehicle. That's what he is. He doesn't care who he hits. That's what's going on. The American nation is the people who are the passengers. Trump is the driver in the seat, and he's drunk with power, and he's crashing out. That's what's going on. He's the driver in the seat, drunk with power, and he's crashing out on with the American people, right? A lot of people had to shut up recently, especially who I see come talking about Trump is God and Trump this and Trump that. They all had to shut up. I shut all people down. All these Trump lovers I seen come in the chat. They cannot debate. They have no information. A lot of them are dumb, right? The ones who just are following Trump and don't even know anything about politics. They don't even know what's going on in the Middle East. They're just saying Trump. That's all they're saying. A lot of them are some dummies. I'll straight up say it. I'm sorry. Right? I'm waiting. There's a few who have some knowledge I've seen. Some who have some type of knowledge, but the majority are dummies. Right? Sorry. 100%. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. This is the War Report. And the recent news, America just got hit. Right? They did get hit. It doesn't have to be physically in America, but they got hit. They got hit. Right? One of their jets, planes got hit down. Two, actually. Two. Now, how you feel about this war now, people? I know there's people all around the world. They're viewing this or they're viewing what's going on in the Middle East. What's going on in the Middle East is not making America they're losing respect from a lot of countries. A lot of countries have lost respect for America, right? If Americans even care. But if you're a person who travels the world and you are American, you should care because your reputation does not look good right now. A lot of people in the world don't support Donald Trump. Have you guys ever really thought of it, especially if you are American? A lot of people in the world do not respect Donald Trump, what he's doing. They don't, right? So you guys are put in a situation that this man is representing you all real bad. So will he address this? I'm waiting for Donald Trump to address this situation, what's bubbling in the Middle East. Yes, much respect, man. I'm waiting for him to address the situation in the Middle East, what just happened. One of your jets, or two of them, got hit. All I know, there's an individual whose life is in danger right now on the ground. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. There's somebody's life that's in danger right now on the ground, right? It's not good. Not good, people. But this is the war report. And what I got to put into this too, because it's an algorithm, what's going on, and you could call it conspiracy. And I already covered it, I already said it, right? Mr. Epstein, who is connected in with Donald Trump in these last couple of months, now they're uncovering that he may have been a Mossad agent or some type of agent working with intelligence helping Israel. I have the episode on here that he's CIA. I already broke that down. This man was known to the government, worked with the government in America, some part of the government, 100%. I could put money on this. Mr. Epstein was working with the government. We don't know exactly who it was he was working with, but 100% that man was working with the American government and probably the Israeli government too. So that stuff, like I said, covered up. They're talking about it. Donald Trump is getting brought back into allegations of raping a girl at 13. A whole bunch of things is going on. But this recent news, guaranteed we're going to see a response from the American military. If not right now, there's probably a response right now. There's probably some place, well, they're going to be bombing again. They bombed, allegedly, I don't know if it's fully confirmed, a bridge in Iran. That was yesterday. So now today, the clap back is American aircraft went down in Iran, and they got one of the guys running and one got rescued, right? The one who's running is a mystery. Hopefully by tonight, you don't even want to say tomorrow, that's too long. Hopefully in a couple hours, he gets rescued. We shall see, right? Everybody's waiting. Right now, this just happened not too long ago, maybe a couple hours ago. So let's see if this individual gets rescued by the American military. If he doesn't, they're going to use it as a bargaining tool. If they don't rescue him, they're going to for sure use it as a bargaining tool with America. They're going to use that guy as an example. I don't think they're going to want to unalive him quickly. I think they're going to try to keep him around the bargain with America, show him as an example of what they'll do to the rest. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. This is the War Report. And you know what? Ever since I've been covering this, I'm going to be honest with you. All other media stories is second to this. There's nothing else out there what's going to overshadow Donald Trump. And I think Donald Trump likes it. I think Donald Trump actually likes the attention. There's no other story. You could talk about anybody in the world. The biggest story is Donald Trump and this war. 100%. There, you could talk about hip hop. You could talk about whatever celebrity in the world. You could talk about sports. They don't give a shit. Donald Trump, and he's made it that way. He wants to be the main focus, but it's in a negative way, in a bad way. And it's in a way that it's sacrificing people, American soldiers, and other people. right? He is the biggest news right now, right? Anything, every time he talks, big news. He done a speech the other day, big news. Here today, some people in his administration got fired or could be fired. Big news. What else is there to talk about? Really think of it. There's war going on in Ukraine with Russia. Russia just gave them a big beating the other day or today. They just gave them a big beating, Russia. No one gives a damn about that. That Zelensky guy, he's probably angry right now because all the attention is off his country. You remember when that first started? That was big. Russia attacking Ukraine. That was huge on the news, CNN. Now, you don't hear anything about it. This guy, he hates that this is going on. No attention is going on. Now, Russia loves this. This is the time for them to do whatever they want. Even more. Even more. Now that America is kind of, distracted, they could do all types of ish they want. Right? So, what else is there? Like I'm saying, there's not too much stories out there to talk about. They got some lame, most news is bad news. There's not too much good news. I guess the good news, what was supposed to be out there, is what Donald Trump even talked about in his speech about the astronauts flying by the moon. That is probably the most, I guess that's supposed to be the good news, that they're going to be doing research and they're doing a whole bunch of things for the future exploration. He, in his beginning of his speech the other night, right, he brought that up. So I guess that's the good news. I'm searching for the good news, but like I said, this is not good news. It's the war report, right? America crashing out. That's the title. The crash out, right? There's nothing good about war. There's nothing good about war. It's still going on with Israel and America, going attacking Iran, and Iran is responding. And this man is giving people false hope, saying it's going to be a short war, saying it's going to be 3 weeks. He's shaking up stuff in his own administration and saying he wants to fire certain people, or rumor he wants to get rid of people. The list goes on, right? FIFA is supposed to come around. FIFA World Cup, it will be coming to America soon. Maybe that's the only good news. We don't hear anything about that too much. That's not viral. Um, what else? There's a whole bunch of shit. But the main thing is the Revolutionary Guard haven't surrendered. The Revolutionary Guard, they're still around. The Revolutionary Guard has not confirmed any deals with Donald Trump. All these stuff Donald Trump been saying for the last 2 3 weeks, saying there's a deal. No, you lie. You're lying to buy time. There's no deal. You're lying to make the American people think that you're winning, but you're really losing because you still have the Revolutionary Guard there fighting. If they were making deals, there would be no fighting going on. So he thinks American people are really dumb. Maybe some of them are, but not all of them are. But he is disrespecting American people, saying that it's going to be 3 weeks, people, and we're out. 3 weeks and we're out. No, do not believe that. Do not believe that. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I welcome your opinion. People shall be scared. A lot of people don't know about politics. I don't know everything about politics, but I know a good amount, and I see what Trump is doing, and I seen what the second Iraq War has done, what it done to America. It didn't do anything good to America. It never done anything good to America. So this war is not going to do anything good, but he's selling it on oil. He's basically saying the oil what we have captured will help enrich the American nation, right? So the oil will enrich the American people. It will help the American people. What he's doing will help. Do you guys agree that it's going to help? Do you guys actually believe that it will help all the stuff what he's doing? Do you believe that? People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Do you believe what he's doing? I want to hear this from people. Do you believe that this will help the American people, this war, especially the MAGA supporters. A lot of you are quiet right now. You must you must don't agree with Trump. A lot of people don't agree with Trump. Trump, you lost a lot of support. The MAGA people are scared now. You know what it is? Make America great again. He's not doing. He's making America worse again. Let me say it again. He's making America worse again. Because the tariffs is one of the things he started first, and the tariffs is hurting. And then now he's doing this shit. War is not even, it's not helping. It's even worse. The MAGA supporters see the light now. Yes, yes, OG Kicks. The MAGA supporters do see the light, and that's a big miracle. They're saying this guy is crazy. We gotta stop supporting this guy and everything what he does. At first, we were going with him, but now he's doing too much. You're right. You're right, OG Kicks. The MAGA supporters see the light now. Yeah, they see the light. Because I noticed, I swear, the other night, some of these people who was cussing out Trump were MAGA supporters. I swear I seen people in the live chat who were MAGA supporters. Now they're like saying this guy's crazy, saying all types of stuff. So, whew, if he had 70 million people who support him, he's lost half of that probably. He's lost. Imagine a lot of the MAGA supporters are pulling back from him now. They're like saying, "Nah, this guy, man, I thought he was gonna do better." But now, guess what? When you go to the grocery store, you gotta go in your pocket. Damn, the prices are high for that chips. Damn, McDonald's is high. Damn, 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 damn. And then you gotta look on. Shit, I did vote for Trump. Damn, I did support Trump, but now I can't even buy a McDonald's meal because how the prices are so high. I gotta choose between a McDonald's meal and some toilet paper for my house. Salute, Jonathan Thompson. Now you gotta choose between toilet paper and making yourself happy. Going to McDonald's or something. That's the reality. I broke it down the other day of tourism losing tourism in America. Don't lie. No one cannot lie. You lost a lot of tourism in America. First of all, you're charging, for example, and this is the War Report. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Right now, and you could do what you want because it's American security. They are really filtering out who's coming and going through that airport with the ICE, and they're charging Canadians a lot of money just to go to America right now. I don't know if Americans don't know this, but they're charging Canadians more just to go to America. And I don't know if they're enforcing that whole ID stuff and like your background. They're trying to dig more into people's backgrounds who travel to America. You should, but it, it's not going to more make tourists come to America and enjoy themselves. No. Florida been hit hard. Las Vegas, I know a couple people from America, from Las Vegas, right? In the hospitality section. Boy, if you don't get tourists in Las Vegas falls apart. It's not the American people who are feeding Las Vegas. It's the internet. It's the world what feeds Las Vegas. So guess what? You make it hard for other people to come to America, which America could do what they want. I understand security, but you got a lot of Canadians who ain't returning, and I'm hearing 75%. Look it up, Google it up if you got your phone. 75% to 80% of the tourists come from Canada into Las Vegas, if not America. America, most of your tourists come from Canada. So if they stop going, whew, it hurts the economy for that. So when Donald Trump's talking all this ish to people, big and bad and saying 51st state and how he's bullying people like Canada, and then you depend on Canadians for a lot of shit. He's he's not he's not telling you guys the real. He's not telling you guys the real. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. This episode is a crash out. Today, as an update, people who may have joined, American aircraft, one or two, I seen only one when I was watching the news, knocked down, right? Two individuals, one rescue, one still wanted, if you want to call it, wanted by Iran. America wants to rescue. People, please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Bring up the likes, support the platform, people. So, what's next on the agenda for, you say, Trump? What's next? He wants to get rid of anybody in his administration that doesn't agree with him. That's his main thing besides the war. Get rid of anybody who does not listen to him. He wants to make sure that it's 100%. People are calling for Cash Patel. They're thinking Cash Patel will get fired because of FBI getting hacked and him being embarrassed basically on social media with that video of him dancing. But give I think they should keep Cash Patel if you really want enforcement. That guy actually, even if you don't like him, he's been doing a good job. This guy been working hard, locking down the cartels, um, doing all types of stuff. The Epstein files, he's been helping hide a lot of those Epstein files for Trump. So I don't think Donald Trump is gonna get rid of Cash Patel. I think Donald Trump's gonna keep Cash Patel because he can afford for those files, which Cash Patel been helping a lot with, to start to spill out to some other person's hands. So all that talk about Cash Patel getting fired, if he does, that's the time when you're gonna hear about the Epstein files getting even really out there. I don't think so. Cash Patel worships Donald Trump. He kisses Donald Trump's uh, ass a lot, Cash Patel. So I cannot really see that happening. But if it happens, that will actually be a shock to me because that man helped a lot of things go down for Donald Trump, and he done it. He's done a lot, right? And he really supports Trump a lot. This guy worships Trump. People, bring up the likes if you can. Please subscribe. Right? This is Friday night. It's Good Friday. If you don't know what Good Friday is the day Jesus Christ, if you believe in Jesus Christ, if you know the story, he was crucified. And it's the Roman Empire that was ruling Palestine in those times, which Palestine is, where the Gaza is and where Israel been fighting those people since 1940 whatever, right? For that piece of land. Right now you don't even hear about the Palestinians fighting against Israel, but Israel is fighting against Iran right now with America, right? So they need a lot of help right now to find this individual that crashed out in Iran. um, this day as I speak can change a lot of stuff in the war. We can see a big change in the whole entire war just because of this event, people. Um, yes, we got to pray for the individual that they're looking for. Pray for that person, right? It's Good Friday. Pray whatever you believe, whatever your religion. If you don't even believe, then it doesn't matter. But pray for that individual because he doesn't want to be found by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Hopefully, he's alive, didn't die in the crash. Um, he don't want to be caught by the Revolutionary Guard. I'm actually hoping that the American military finds him. I really hope the American military finds that individual because it won't be a good thing if he gets captured, right? And this will make Trump and the military look stupid, right? Right now, they're arguing right now in some secret room and saying how they're going to rescue this individual. They have radars or whatever they got to go see to try to find this individual. But if he's on the ground, that requires a special unit, a special force to go down there underground and find them. They're going to probably make movies on this down the line. Now they have to go do some searching. They're going to be searching for this individual right now. Sounds like Black Hawk Down, but one person. I'm going to say this. Leave the war before it gets worse, Mr. Trump. Americans, start to protest, do whatever you can. If whoever in the government, I don't know if the midterms have passed or whatever, make it that he cannot use no military force or take away some of his power because he's doing too much, which is hurting the American economy and will hurt some American children who are in the military, even though that's their job. People, please like, subscribe, bring up the likes if you can. Please support the platform. Everybody in the chat, give the platform a like, helps the algorithm. So, I don't know. A lot of people don't have nothing to say right now, right? But see this picture. I gotta make you guys see this picture of this man, man. He's a joker, man. America on the face, crash out. Ultimate crash out. I'm hearing he wears a diaper. My pops was telling me he wears a diaper. Maybe it's true. I don't know. But I'm hearing when he's in the White House, sometimes he poops himself and people be making up their face because it stinks, right? So remember, he's an old man. Probably he's pooping himself, right? When he gets excited and stuff like that. The orange guy. We call him the orange guy. I got nicknames for him. Donald Trump. My brother calls him Donald Duck. So it's Donald Duck, Donald Trump, and there's other names people have for him, right? This guy's a comedian. People, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. The Down to Earth Network. We're also on Spotify, so you could look up Down to Earth Network on Spotify. We got videos on the Spotify and Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio, Audio Mac, Amazon for your listening pleasures. If you're working in the night, in the day, you could hear us too, me and my crew, right? But anyways, this is the War Report. I guarantee when I come off of this, there will be more stories to tell, more talking ish from Donald Trump, more updates of this plane or jet that got knocked down. One of the individuals will speak, hopefully. I'm hoping Trump speaks before the individual that got knocked down. You get what I mean? I'm hoping Trump speaks up about the situation, or maybe he's just gonna be quiet because he doesn't give a damn, right? Like my brother was saying, this guy doesn't give two issues about anybody but his pockets, right? They're looking to impeach him. They're trying to impeach him. It's a hard thing to do, and I've done that research, and you're gonna need Vance to kind of help in that situation. The only way that could happen to impeach him, that Donald Trump has to be like, they got to prove that he's senile, he's not in his right mind. They got to prove that he's crazy or something like that. He's not fit to be the president. But then that's when Vance may come in and sneak in, and then because he wants to be president. He's just playing a fool. Vance wants to be the president. But people, bring up the likes if you can. Please subscribe to the platform. This is the Down to Earth Network. A lot of things are going on. People are scared in the chat. People are scared of Donald Trump. You know what? I don't blame you because, like I said, the ICE is watching all of you. If you're American, the ICE is watching you. You cannot even talk. You have no freedom. They done took it away. Every day I'm hearing about different stuff. They done took away your freedom. You talk about anything on here, Americans, they're watching you. Oh yeah, can't say nothing about Trump. You got to be cautious. Be cautious. Be silent. You're doing the right thing, a lot of you. So that's why a lot of these content makers are talking about Drake, talking about rap.